Okay, we are recording. Today is January the 6th, 2016. That sounds so weird to say. My name is Heather Rice, and I am an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and you are joining the team Zoom call tonight. I am recording this, so several of our team was not able to make it on the call tonight, and we'll have this recorded for them to listen into when they get a chance. So welcome everybody that took the time to join us tonight, and I thank you for investing in yourself and also investing in your business. And let's get started. So I've already told you who I am. Most of you guys know I've met you, or we've met online or at a meeting, or maybe in your hometown. And tonight I want to talk about just the year that we have before us, kind of talk about some goal setting. It's really, really important that we look ahead to see, where we want to be and what it's going to take to actually get to that point. So bear with me as I refer back to some of my notes. I wanted to share with you guys what my goal is for this year, and that is simply this. I would love to help anybody on this team who is willing to put in the effort to grow their team, grow themselves, and really try to increase their presence with their team and their businesses and help you grow and reach your goals. I know a lot of you guys on here have told me that you are working towards reaching the jewel level, and I am so incredibly excited about that. And that means, if you're new, that you are wanting to get to Emerald. Emerald is the first level that you are considered a jewel. You earn the trip to Hawaii, which this year we're going to Kona. And the last 2 years we've gone to Maui, and it's been fantastic. But it's been one of those things where when you're there, you really wish you could share it with those people that you work with on a day-to-day basis. And I really, really believe that there's going to be a lot of you guys with me this year. And as of today, we have 208 days, I believe, to qualify to get to Emerald, which is very doable, very attainable, but it does take a lot of hard work. So I know that you guys are ready to kind of get started with that. And so I want to talk to you guys kind of about the importance of goal setting. And I had posted, and I didn't get a lot of response, so I'm going to repost. But what I would like for you guys to do, whether you're local or not local, next weekend, for those of you who are local, I'm hosting an event at my home. I'm calling it the Mimosas and Magazines, which basically means we're going to kind of have a dream board-a-thon meeting where you're going to bring your own poster board and scissors. I'll provide the magazines and the mimosas, and we will just start clipping things that are things that we want to attain, pictures of maybe you have a dream vacation you want to go on, maybe it's Hawaii, but we're just going to clip pictures that are going to be visual representations of what our goals are going to be. It's really, really fun. I did this when I first started, and honestly, if I were to look back at my old one that I did, I have achieved every one of those goals on there. So it really does pay to put those things out before you and make them visual, because what is better than a visual reminder every day? Post it somewhere you can see it so that you know that every day you're working towards that goal. And it makes it that much easier because it's always at the forefront of your mind, and you do things intentionally to reach those goals when it's in the forefront of your mind and you see it often. So for those of you guys who are local, you're welcome to come to my house next Saturday. It's January the 16th from 12 to 3. I have my address on our team page, and it's going to be just come and go. If you can only stay a little while, great. We would love to see you. And we're just going to have fun and fellowship and make those dream boards. If you're not local, I recognize that we have a lot of people that live in other states that are on this team, that are on this actual call right now. And what I would like to say to you guys is, please don't overlook this just because you're not here physically. I would like you to also do the same. If you just have to do it by yourself, or maybe you can get together with a few team members if you have that, make an event or whatever, and do that on your own as well, because what I'm going to do is I'm having a contest after we all have a chance to get our dream boards made. I am actually going to be giving away this Erin Condren planner. And if you're familiar with Erin Condren, her planners are awesome. And this was a donation by one of our team members. And so these are fantastic planners. They're very, very useful. They have a lot of different categories. They have fun little stickers and all kinds of things. Whatever way you keep up with things best, this is an awesome planner. So I'll be giving that away based on the people who do the dream board thing. And if you are not a cut up a magazine person, you can do this digitally too. So get with somebody who can help you do it digitally if you don't know how to do that. But I'm going to ask for people to post those. And from that, we're going to draw a name, and you get to win this awesome planner if you're the one whose name's drawn. So everybody who's interested in doing that, please join in, because I think it's a great way to keep that at the forefront of your mind. Second of all, I want to touch base on, most of you guys know that this weekend is Super Saturday. It's our annual corporate event. It's held at various locations across the country. And I know some of you guys, there's been kind of some question about tickets or transfer of tickets. You cannot purchase any tickets at this point. They are sold out. I mean, the registration is over. But if you do find people who have tickets that want to transfer, like say they can't go, and you want to buy their ticket from them, all you need to do is get the barcode and show that when you go, show it at the location. They're not checking IDs. So if your name is Claude and the name on your name tag says Hilda, I don't know, just say that you're there to pick up Hilda's ticket. I don't know. Don't lie. But don't make a big fuss, and just tell them, you know, here's my ticket. They'll give you a name tag. It may not be your name, but it'll get you in. And so there's going to be different locations. I'm not going to be in Dallas. I'm actually going to the Denver location. I fly out tomorrow. Many of you guys know the exciting news that Rainey, who is my upline and our upline, she is also my best friend. She was chosen along with another Diamond ambassador, Andrea Mitchell, to be the speakers at the Denver, Colorado location. So I will be traveling tomorrow to support them. And a lot of people are going to different ones, St. Louis, Dallas. I know there's a bunch of people going to different ones. So if at all possible, each location is going to have an opportunity meeting on the Friday night. It may not be the same location that they're going to hold the actual Super Saturday at on Saturday, but it's a free event. So if, for instance, you didn't get a ticket to the Super Saturday, but you want to introduce some people to the business, it's going to be a great opportunity meeting done by the people who are actually doing the Super Saturday and some other people on Friday night. And that's going to be, you'll just have to check your various locations. I know for Dallas, it's at the Hyatt downtown Dallas. And the time for that is 7 o'clock, and it's free. And then for those of you in Dallas that want to go or are going to the Super Saturday, you're going to have a ticket for that, like I said, but it's from 12 to 4 at the Hyatt Regency downtown Dallas. So let's all try to make it if you can, at least to the opportunity meeting, if not Super Saturday. They're also going to have the materials, if you're not available to make it to one of the meetings for Super Saturday, they're going to have the materials available for purchase after, not at the actual location, but a week or two. I don't know exactly the time frame, but I've spoken to Marianne Luciana, who is our contact person, and she's assured me that that material will be for sale for those of you who are not able to make it to the location. And so that'll be a good thing. You'll want to get your hands on that, because last year the book that we got was fantastic. And I know they're going to give another thing away this year that's going to be real exciting too. So if you will get your hands on that afterwards, and for those of you who are actually going, you'll of course get yours then. I want to talk to you guys about those of you that are serious goal setters, which this is kind of a hard thing for me. And you can ask people who knew me before Plexus. I'm a very spontaneous personality, and so it's really kind of hard for me sometimes to do things that are set in stone. And I'm really trying to work on that. That's kind of one of the things personally that I have recognized that I need to work on. And so I wanted to kind of talk about when we're goal setting, kind of looking at our specific things about ourselves that maybe our strengths, maybe our weaknesses that we need to work on. And I wanted to tell you guys about this fantastic book that I found at Target, and you can find it on Amazon.com as well. It's called Strength Finders 2.0, and it's by Tom Rath. Some of you guys are probably familiar with him already because this book, I guess in various forms, has been around for quite a long time. And I just happened to pick it up. I was like, it's Christmas. I want to do a little bit of reading. And so I picked it up, and I was sitting in bed one night reading the beginning part of it, and it kept talking about this survey and how they break things down into these different categories. And it's basically they evaluate what your strengths are based on a Gallup polls that have been taken over long periods of time with a lot of people. And so they've come to kind of recognize these common core strengths that people have. And but as I read along, I kept seeing this survey, and I kept going, where in the world do you get this survey? So I looked online, and it said, to take this survey, you must enter your access code, and I couldn't figure that out. And then I, kind of looked, and then I realized in the very back of the book, there's this envelope, and you have to rip off the edge of it, and the code is in here. And so it's a one-time use code, okay? But I want to tell you guys about this book and what I have learned and am learning about it. And I think this would be a very, very good resource. I know we throw books all the time at you that are resourceful and helpful, but this is kind of a really good self-evaluation book. And so one of the things, and let me just tell you, this thing, when I finally figured the access code out and got it all plugged in and took the survey online, then it evaluates you in all these different areas. I believe it's 34 areas, and it gives you your 5 top strengths, and then it breaks down what each strength looks like and how that manifests itself as far as your personality. And I'm telling you guys, it was dead on. And so I thought, you know what, this would be a great thing for the new year for me to tell the team about, because with New Year's, new slates, we're all looking at ourselves. It's kind of a time of self-renewal, time to start things fresh. So if you get a chance and you do have the funds to get yourself this book, I would highly recommend it, because once you take the survey, it keeps up with your strengths. And what you do is, once it tells you, like, say your strength might be communication, or belief, or whatever your strength is, then you go back to this book and you go, okay, what does it say about people whose strength is belief? And it breaks down ideas for, like, how you use that strength, what other personalities that strength works best with. If you find someone that has the opposite personality, how you would respond to that person based on your strength and what their strength is. It's very, very helpful. I'm going to keep on keeping on, and I'm going to evaluate every single one of the 5 that it gave me. But I'm telling you, just from reading, it'll give you a summarization. Just from reading that, you'll be like blown away at the fact of how much you are exactly like it breaks down. So there's got to be some truth to it. So get that book if you can, if your finances allow you to. I know we all have spent a lot for Christmas and maybe trying to get back on our feet, but that would be a really good resource. And so along with that, I figured if I know my strengths, and if we all know our strengths, and we also know what are our weaknesses, then it's going to be a lot easier to work. A lot of us figure out ways to look at ourselves and go, well, what am I really bad at? And we try to make it better, okay? And we're like, oh, well, I'm not really good. I'm not really a morning person, so I'm going to try my hardest to, get up early and go to the gym or whatever. And sometimes you fail at that. We should be focusing on the things that are our strengths and looking at those things and saying, okay, this is what I'm really good at. Forget about the weakness. We all have that. But look at the things that you're good at and elaborate on those things. Those things are going to be the things that are going to carry you. And when I say that, I say with all sincerity, for this year, my goal and my kind of motto is positivity. Because we all know there's enough negativity out there. Just turn on the news, which I don't recommend because it's always bad stuff happening. But what you focus on is really honestly what comes to fruition in your life. Because what you think on is what you speak, and then what you act on, you take those actions, and then those actions, then they become your reality. So if you can think positively, and you don't even have to necessarily have a full belief in yourself yet that you can accomplish whatever this goal is. Maybe it's a goal on your dream board. Maybe you want, maybe you want to make $100,000 a year. I don't know what it is, okay? For everybody, it's different. But if you look at that right now and you go, I just don't have it in me. I don't know how that's going to come to fruition. And then you turn it around and you go, okay, what are my strengths? Okay, I'm a good people person. I can talk to people. Okay, how do we build upon that? And it's really just, it's a little bit at a time, and we just kind of chip away at the things that we're good at. And the more you do that, the more it positively reinforces those things. So what I want and what I envision for us as a team this year is for us to be focused on the positive things. Of course, we're always going to have things come up that are negative. I'm not trying to be Pollyanna, but you can always turn things around and find some good in it. And there are a lot of people out there, y'all, that have it much worse than us right now. And so I want us all to focus on the positive. And then we're going to, after we get our dream boards kind of mapped out, we're going to start kind of, and you guys may have already started it. I know April and some of you guys have already started your goals for this year, writing them down, okay? Whenever I started Plexus, Rainey said to me, okay, what's your goal? And I'm like, I don't know. And she said, well, you need to have a goal. I'm like, I'm not a goal setter. I'm a fly by the seat of my pants person. She goes, okay, well, that's fine. But then if you aren't going to set a goal, then I am. Your first goal is to get to silver. I'm like, I don't know what that means. And she said, you got to get 3 people that will sign up under you and work this as a business. So then it became tangible to me. So I worked and got my 3 people. And then she said, okay, you reached that goal. You're going to get your $100 for reaching silver. But what's your next goal? I'm like, I don't know. So if you don't know how to set goals, then talk to me, talk to one of your upline, talk to somebody, and we can map it out for you. Because I know goal setting is not in everybody's wheelhouse from the get-go. Sometimes it's a learned thing that you have to learn. It was for me. So once we go, okay, here's my board, here's what my goals are. And you need to make these big. You need to dream big, but you also need to dream in a way that you can achieve these things incrementally. So it's just like, say, for instance, weight loss. If you talk to somebody and they go, I really need to lose 100 pounds. Okay, you may need to lose 100 pounds, but it's a lot easier to take it in increments of like 25. So you say, okay, well, that's a great goal. 25 pounds, we'll start with 25 pounds. And then they work and they lose the 5 pounds. And you go, oh my gosh, look, you're almost a fourth of the way to your first goal, 25 pounds. It makes things so much easier. It makes people not give up. It makes people realize, oh my gosh, I can do this. It builds belief in them that they can do something. And that's really the way I want us to look at our businesses as well. Because if we just sit on our duff and don't really do anything, then we are the only ones that can be blamed for our unsuccess. I don't even know if that's a word. But we are the ones who are responsible for taking action. So if you are new, and some of you guys are, then I would say to you this. You need to First of all, you need to take the product so that you are a product of the product, because you're not going to be very willing to share your results with other people if you aren't actually taking the product. So that's an important thing. Second thing I would say, start making a list of people in your life and you may live in a small town, you may live in a big town, you may have lived somewhere else before. You don't even need to limit yourself, but start making a list of people that you can contact about the products. Once you feel confident that you have a knowledge of the products, that's important. You kind of have to have your own story to tell so that you can share that with people. And so I wanted to give you guys a few little tips that I have found that are helpful in when you're trying to come up with the contact list people, because you might have this tendency to kind of base who you write down on what, like you might prejudge somebody. Oh, I don't think they have a lot of money. I don't think they can do this. Or, oh, I don't know if they should be an ambassador. They probably should just be a customer. Okay, I don't want you to allow things like that, to get in your way. You just write it down. You can't let fear of failure or, something like that hop in your way. You just start writing down names. They can be people that you may have already contacted before. For some of you guys who have done this for a while with me, I have a whole new list of people that I've gone to before and some that I've never approached that I need to. And I'd say there's probably about 30 people, and I'm on the track to get in contact with them. I'm not going to allow no to detour me. If they say no, then I just keep on going. Some of these people, it may not have been the right time when I asked them before. They may have seen some more things, seen other people's posts in the meantime, and thought, maybe this is legit. I talked to somebody today who has a mutual friend with me, and we talked for about an hour. She had tried the products before, but then she recognized she wasn't really taking them the way that she was supposed to, and that's why they weren't working for her. So I had the chance to kind of explain to her how to take the triplex. A lot of our job is just educating people. And so once you get somebody interested, you share your story and educate them. You have to be a good listener to hear what they want to hear, hear what they need, so that you can direct them to the products that will be most beneficial. So here's the things that are helpful for you when you're trying to be consistent daily with contacting these people that you have on your list. Think about people that you know in your life that have had an entrepreneurial spirit, somebody that might be someone that has done businesses on their own before. That's a good kind of person to think of. Do you know people who could benefit from the product, or maybe if they can't, they have a family member or somebody else that they know that could benefit from it? That's something that you can do. How about people that are success-minded and that are positive people? That goes right along with our theme of positivity. You don't want the negative Nellies. And this is what I have found out. If you entertain, if you give drama a stage, then people are going to entertain that, and they're going to entertain you with their drama. If you don't give them a stage and you don't give them a chance to do that, then they can't perform. So here's what I say. Be very, very cognizant of when you're talking to people, because the tendency people have is to get in this doom and gloom and, and then I had this and that, and then I tried this and that didn't work, and you want to stick to the topic. What are your needs? What do I have that can help you? You want to be the fix for what ails them. So I hope that makes sense. So you can start looking for people and putting them on your list that are those types of people. And then always be intentional when you talk to them. If you don't, it doesn't mean you have to bombard them with information. A lot of times just the listening part, they may need you just to hear them. And after you hear them, then you have a chance to step in and talk to people and find out really what their interest is, and from listening to them, you'll find that out better. I feel I think pretty much the majority of our team has a faith in God, and I would like to say that a lot of what the positive energies and things that we focus on, I feel like if we will pray for our teams, if we will pray for the opportunities, not only to share the health benefits, but to be a light to people, because everybody out there has something that they're either running from, or you're either running from something or you're running towards something. And so I spent a great deal of time praying specifically for you guys. I pray blessing over our team. I pray for those people who have not yet heard of Plexus. And I pray for just the opportunities to be presented to us, and that when those opportunities are presented, that we actually see them for what they are, as opportunities, and step out with boldness and faith, and know that if we speak and we tell about something that has been a life-changing product for us, and it could be the answer to that person's what they might be looking for, it could be a life-saving thing for them. You know, we can't make claims that anything cures or, you know, gets rid of things, but I've seen it, and those of you who have done this for a while have seen literally miracles of people with their testimonies who have literally had a complete different change of life because they're not in a wheelchair anymore, or excuse me, they're able to you know, walk without pain, or they don't have debilitating migraine headaches anymore, which I can tell you, one person on this call, that was one of the things that she came to me, and she started out with me when I first started, and that was her deal. And she does not have those anymore. I believe it was 23 or 24 migraines a month, and she's on this call right now. And I know that Plexus has meant survival for her because she doesn't have those anymore. So you guys, I believe it's a lot bigger than us. I firmly believe that, but I also believe that with Plexus, we've been given a gift to share. And so we have to go out into the world and just be ever ready for people who kind of, your red flags kind of got to be up sometimes, you know, for people who are looking for an answer, or, you know, maybe they want to have a business opportunity or whatever, but I don't ever really lead with that. I lead more with, what do you have going on? You know, what do you see as your future? What goals do you want to reach? You know, and you just kind of, if you don't feel comfortable with talking up with complete strangers, which a lot of people don't, you know, talk to your friends. You know your friends, and your friends trust you. So I just pray for all of us every day that we will take the opportunities that are before us and go out and do that to the best of our ability. I wanted to touch on when we are qualifying people to be prospective customers or prospective ambassadors, kind of some easy strategies to do that. And so really you can divide our products. We have 14 products, but you can divide it up kind of in 3 categories, and those are wellness, weight, and wealth. And so you can kind of talk to people to kind of qualify them by basically asking a few simple questions. So if you start talking to them and you just say, tell me what's going on, and then you listen, and they start telling you, well, you know, I've been sick a while. You know, I used to be really healthy in high school. I used to be a gymnast, or, you know, whatever. And just lately my health's just kind of gone down. You just listen, okay? And then you realize, okay, well, they're really interested in wellness. They want to feel better, okay? May not be about weight loss. You know, a lot of times people, I think they have the thought, because we're called Plexus Slim, that it's only about weight loss. And it's so much more than that. But you can qualify people. So they're talking about the wellness part. Okay, well, what do we have? What's specifically ailing you that maybe our triplex combo could help you with? Maybe the wellness part, since we know that 80% of our immune system starts in our gut, maybe they need a probiotic and a BioCleanse to start out first to get their system balanced and regulated right, but listen and hear and then take action based on that. Now, maybe somebody's talking about their weight. They're like, oh man, I've gained 30 pounds in the last 3 years and I just don't know, okay, well, tell me what a typical day looks like, do you exercise? Do you sit on the couch and eat bonbons or Doritos all day? You can kind of feel people out by what they tell you. So maybe that person would be interested in weight. Not everybody's going to be interested in wellness or weight. Maybe they want a business opportunity. Maybe they're like, man, I'm not making enough money. I'm working 2 jobs. And, okay, well, have you ever thought about a network marketing company? This is kind of hard sometimes for people because you don't want to, I think we almost sometimes feel like, oh, I don't want to offend them. I don't want to tell them something and then they'll be like, oh, I don't want that. Y'all, we have to look at it like this. We are just a messenger. And if somebody decides they don't want to take whatever you have, it doesn't mean that that's forever. And like, I love how Rainey says, it's like when you go into a restaurant and have a cup of coffee, the waitress comes by, says, would you like some coffee? You're, no, not today. Thank you though. Does that mean you're never going to want coffee when you go in there? No, it just might mean right now I don't want coffee. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow and I'll have 2 cups of coffee. So we have to kind of put your emotional attachment to that aside. I know sometimes it feels like, well, they didn't accept me or they rejected me, but they're not. They're rejecting the product or the opportunity, and that's not a reflection on you. You're only there to spread the message. So I want to give you that positive note to not get down about that, but strategize a way to figure out what they're interested in. Is it wellness? Is it weight? Is it wealth? And then you plan accordingly. You kind of have a little something to say if they want to talk about weight. Maybe they need to, do they work out? Do they want boost? Do they want block? Do they, if they want wealth, you can talk about our compensation plan. It's, it's the best thing out there, and you can sit down and you can show it to them, but you have to be prepared. And so consistency, preparation, being a product of the product is what's going to make you successful. The things that you already have innately in you that are in this Strength Finders book, those are things that God has inherently given you. You've been uniquely gifted with. No one's going to have the same exact combination as you. So what you have to do is you have to really look at and analyze, what are the things I'm great at? What are the things I'm not so great at? And then the things that you're great at, you capitalize on those. And so you can work that into your business. And a lot of this is not just about selling Plexus, because I don't feel like I sell. I feel like I just share with people my experience and the experience of a lot of you guys that I've done life with over the last 3 years with this, and people's testimonies. Y'all, no one can argue with somebody's testimony. And that is what is really a strong thing and a powerful thing, because when you see enough people whose lives have changed, how can you not want to spread the word? Somebody might be skeptical at first and be like, I don't know. Okay, fine. I don't care if you join the business. Just take the product and feel better. Because I promise you, when you feel better, you're going to want to tell somebody about it. So that's kind of a little bit what I wanted to share with you guys about the goal setting part. Now, some of you guys are at different, I'm sorry, this hat is itching my head. So some of you guys are at different aspects. The ones of you who are just starting, make sure you have business cards, because that is an important thing that stays with people. If you have a business card and you give it to somebody, then they have a way to reach you. You may have only dropped a little bit of information in their mind when you've talked to them, but if you give them your card, then they have a way to go back on their own time, do a little research, because you're going to put your website on there. You could say, no pressure, call me anytime. I can answer any questions. I can give you any ingredients list. You can show your doctor if you have any questions, So that's a good thing. Now, A lot of you guys have asked about um, ranking, okay? So I'm going to talk a little bit about ranking up to your next level. If you're just starting, you're going to want to, your first goal for business building is going to be to get 3 people under you as your level 1s, 2s, or 3s. I'm not going to go into points right now because most of y'all understand it. If you don't, talk to your upline or get in touch with me. But I want to explain to you guys because so many people ask me, okay, Heather, so, and I know a lot of you guys helped me this last month because in order to stay Emerald, just like where whatever level you guys are at, you have to have a certain amount of points every month. Well, I've never ever dropped below the amount of points necessary for Emerald, which is 1,500 until last month. And I was about 12 points, and I'm thinking, oh no, I can't miss this by 12 points. So I called on you guys, my faithful team. You guys really did help pull me through this, and I am incredibly, incredibly blessed. And I want to tell you thank you for that. And I also want to explain to you, people say, well, they don't, at least when I was, before I hit Emerald, I was just looking at the next step up, the next step up. And I know we have a lot of people that are gold, senior gold, that are trying to get to Ruby, senior Ruby, and Emerald. And I want you guys to understand this. You have to have a firm understanding of how many people this is going to take for you to reach that goal. So I was kind of doing a few little chicken scratches before this afternoon and before the call. And I was trying to figure out exactly how many people ask me, so are you almost to sapphire? Are you almost to diamond? Are you almost to, whatever? And I'm just going to be real honest with you. I closed out last month, luckily, with 1,679 points, okay? So that's 179 points above what I need to be Emerald. So I maintain my Emerald because of y'all, because it's a team effort, y'all. And until you start ranking up, you may not understand that. But when one person decides they don't want to buy their $100, that counts against the person above you and the person above you and the 7 levels. So, that's when it starts affecting you. So when you start, say you hit gold, you have to have 20 people to hit gold. 20 people in your first 3 levels. So what that means is for your first 3 levels, you get 5 points each. So for those of you newbies that I'm speaking like a different language for, just bear with me. But I figured out in order for me to hit diamond this year, which is my goal, and I will stop at nothing to get there, what that means for me is I have to be very, very conscious of helping you guys reach your goal. So when you tell me, I want to reach this goal and you're serious about it, I'm going to do everything I can in my power. I'm going to show up to your meetings. I'm going to speak at your meetings. I'm going to, whatever, be on a call with you, help develop your team, whatever you need, I'm here. And that is something in the past that I have not done so well at. And I've done some evaluation of it, and I know that the only way that I'm going to get to diamond, and y'all are going to get to emerald, and y'all are going to get to sapphire and gold and senior gold, is by all of us helping each other. And that's why I'm going to do these Zoom calls every week again. And all of us who are serious about this, we're going to need to sit down, talk to each other, and really sit down, okay, how many people do I need to get? Like for me, I have to get 564 people before I hit diamond. 564.2 more people in my first 3 levels before I hit diamond, okay? So when I break that down to smaller increments, that means I have 200, y'all asked me, well, when do you get to sapphire? I need 264 more people, okay? That means between me and all the people in my team below me, specifically my first 2 levels, those, I have to get that many people, okay? So for you guys who are trying to rank up to, I know we have, okay, so we have April. April, you're trying to rank up to, hold on, let me unmute April for a second. April, what's your next goal rate?
Senior gold.
Senior gold. Okay. That's what I thought, but I didn't want to say it wrong. So April needs 50 people in her first 3 levels or a combination of other levels to reach the 250 points she needs from senior gold. How far are you from that? Like, what did you close at last month?
I closed last month at 173. But yeah.
All right, so she needs 250 points, y'all. All right, so what that means is she has 77 more points to go, and then she ranks up to senior gold and gets a $350 bonus. So what that means for her is in her next 2 to 3 levels, she's got to come up with 77 points. So if she got it in her first 3 levels, she would only need to get 15 more people in her first 3 levels. Do you see when you start to break it down how much easier it seems attainable-wise? If I sit and go, oh my gosh, I've got to get 564.2 more people by December 31st to be diamond, which is my goal, that seems insurmountable. I mean, it seems as insurmountable to me to hit diamond as it does for those of you guys that are like, I'm just trying to make senior gold. I'm just trying to make ruby. I'm just trying to make senior ruby. You know, it doesn't matter where you're at level-wise. It still is work to get to the next level. So we've got, just using April, for example. So when we break hers down, she's got to get 77 more points. That can be a combination of other levels that are lower points, but her first 3 levels are going to give her 5 points because 1s, 2s, and 3s give her 5 points. So if she could get her 77 divided by 5 points, she'd need 15.4 people. Is that starting to kind of make sense to y'all? When you break it down a little bit in smaller increments, it seems a lot more doable. So those of you who are silver or who you may not even be silver yet. Silver, you have to get 3 people. Your next goal is to be gold. Gold, you have to get 20. Now, that doesn't mean that you're the only one doing it. That's why I'm trying to tell you where the team part comes in. Because if April has some of her level 2s signing on people, well then she's going to be able to get the points off of those people on her team that are helping out. So everything you guys do and everything the people below you do helps you, and it helps me, and then it helps the people above me, which is Rainey, and then, you know, and so forth and so forth. But if you don't even have an accurate count of what you're working towards, like you don't even know how many people it's going to take you to get to your next level, that's a problem. And that's what I'm trying to say. We need to hash it out, figure it out, sit down. If you don't, you could ask the question a million times until we can figure it out. But you have to have good numbers that you're working with, or you're going to be like, okay, well, I don't know, when do I hit the next goal? So those of you on here on this call that I know are doing this and know where you have to go, like I know April knows what she needs to do to get to the next level she needs to get to. But I don't talk to every single one of you guys on a daily basis. And so what I want you to understand is, where do you need to go? How many people do you need to get? That's going to dictate how busy you are, how much you invest in yourself, how much you invest in others. I hope that's clear. Because I really want y'all to be jewels. I want you guys to be able to have financial freedoms. Those of you who are like me, who like to give, Plexus has given me an enormous, my love language is giving. And so Plexus has afforded me, over the last few years being with Plexus, the financial means to be able to give to things I believe in, be able to help people that I see in need. And y'all, that is incredibly, incredibly rewarding to me. And I really want you guys to experience that. I'm not just saying that for my benefit. Once y'all get where you need to get, I'll be where I need to get, because you guys, and together, we've worked towards getting you up, because when y'all are on my team and y'all go up, I go up. So I summarize it all to say this. We all know that that we have different gifts, and I want us to just really relish those things that God has blessed us with, those gifts that are unique to us, and I want us to use those to help people and to give God the glory through that. And so I'm going to stop the recording and unmute everybody, because I want to